Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. This is Topsy Gift here in Ternopil, Ukraine. So, who is joining us? Who is joining us? Who is joining me today? Hello, Aisha. Aisha, welcome back. So this is one of my songs. Thank you, Aisha. I mistakenly went live on my husband's page. I didn't know. I didn't know he was logged on. So this is my song. I'm enjoying one of my songs titled I Love You by Topsy Gift. So you can go on my YouTube channel, type Topsy Gift. Or you type I Love You by Topsy Gift. You're going to see this song. You enjoy. It is titled I Love You. You know, hello, Sir Thomas. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Today we'll be talking about awesome time. Aisha say I am always on the road, sis. That is USA for you, sis. Oh, that's great as well. Beautiful song. Yeah. Thank you, sis. Hello, Rex. Thank you for joining. Hello, Royal. Thank you for joining. This is one of my songs. It's titled I Love You by Topsy Gift. So you can check my YouTube channel. Type I Love You by Topsy Gift and you get the song. Alright, so so share as you come in. We have a very interesting topic today to discuss, and I believe we are going to be blessed. Share guys, share. I'm so happy to have all of you here. I'm trying to also share this, you know. I'm trying to share the video as well. So while I share, I would beg you to as well share. Okay? Share and tag others. Yeah, that's what Aisha is saying. Share and tag others. Today we're going to have another beautiful topic as usual. Another beautiful topic as usual. You know, we've dealt with the other topic. Hello, Belel. Thank you for joining. Sir Olua Shegun say, hello, what's the topic for today, please? Okay, the topic for today is why you must say no to domestic abuse. Why you must say no to domestic abuse. That's today's topics. So please share the video. Share the video. I believe today's going to be a blessing. Meanwhile, the song on the background is my song. It's titled I Love You by Topsy Gift. So check my YouTube channel. Just type I Love You by Topsy Gift on Google. They will take you to my song. Please, when you get to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I have wonderful teachings, and I have my songs as well. My songs are there, and some of my teachings are also there. All right. So share to groups. Tag your friends. Inbox people. You know, let's come and rub minds together. Let's share minds. Let's build our minds today. You know, today we're talking about why we must say no to domestic abuse. Why you must say no to domestic abuse. It's really important. Why you must say no to domestic abuse. It is very important. A lot of people might not really talk about this. Well, maybe either because they are abusers themselves. So imagine stoning yourself, right? Hello, Sir Adewale Richard. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you, sir. Please help me share this video and invite your friends. Help me share the video and invite your friends. So So let's begin by defining what the word domestic abuse means. Thank you, sir Dewale. God bless you. So let's define the word domestic abuse. Domestic abuse. What exactly is domestic abuse or violence? So, according to Women's Aid, I'm going to be reading from my from my laptop because I had to make the research. From Women's Aid, they defined domestic abuse to be an incidence. Hello, Sir Clifford. Thank you so much for joining. An incidence or pattern of incidents of controlling, coercive, threatening, degrading, and violent behavior, including sexual violence. And then they went on to say, in the majority cases by a partner or ex-partner. So mostly it has to do with the partner or ex-partner. So, but also by a family member or a carer. That's somebody who takes care of the children or something like that. So either by a family member or the carer itself, all right, that actually abuses people or is a victim of this abuse that we want to talk about today. So I'm going to repeat the definition of domestic abuse by Women's Aid. So Women's Aid definition, they define domestic abuse to be an incidence or pattern of incidents of controlling. I think we should underline those words: controlling, coercive, threatening. It could be life-threatening or whatever. So threatening, degrading, and violent behaviors. So violent behavior, including sexual violence, in majority cases either by the partner presently or by an ex-partner. All right. So hello, Ma Annabelle. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So yeah, so that was their definition of what the word domestic abuse actually meant. But some other people define domestic abuse as a partner's violence. It's also called domestic abuse. So now there are about 3 ways to domestic abuse. So when we talk about domestic abuse, there's 3 ways to it. There's hello, Marstella Ike. Thank you so much thanks so much for joining. God bless you. Please, as you come in, help me share the video and invite your friends. So there's a coercive control. There's a financial abuse. Some of them could be harassment. Oh, okay, sir. Olusegun Jerry is saying, very important topic, Topsy. Thanks for coming up with this. Please, everyone in here should endeavor to share and tag others. We all need to be educated, okay? That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here and for this great support. I really appreciate. God bless you. So, why am I talking about domestic abuse? I'm talking about domestic abuse because I was once a victim of domestic abuse, and my mother, you know, the woman who carried me for 9 months in her womb was a victim also of this domestic abuse. And you know the worst part of it is that my daddy's people never see domestic abuse as something really strange or important or something to really talk about, you know. So it's almost like a norm in African culture. It's almost like a normal thing. Okay, so domestic abuse, it's not really a big deal, but for God's sake, why is domestic abuse not a big deal when it has to involve another human? When it involves human life, I'm not talking about animals here, I'm talking about human being. How can domestic abuse not be important? So as many times as possible, my mother complained to her husband's people about domestic abuse. Nobody did shit, right? Nobody listened to her. Nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. Nobody even want to do anything. Why? Because domestic abuse is almost a norm. It's acceptable, right, when it comes to the African culture. So it's crazy how that we have accepted the wrong to be the right. Hello, Evangelist Esther. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So it's really pathetic how that, domestic abuse had almost become a norm. All right. So it's so wrong. It's so wrong, and we need to speak up. We need to say no to domestic abuse. And why do you need to say no to domestic abuse? I'm going to give you a few reasons why you must say no to domestic abuse for yourself, for your children unborn, and for children to come, whether it's your children or other people's children. Anybody, anything that had to do with human, no to domestic abuse. Not, it's even pathetic when you see humans violate, when you see humans, tend to be violent with animals. They hit animals, they cut animals, the way they treat animals, you feel pathetic. You feel for these animals. How come a human being, for God's sake, born in the image, created in the image of God, made in the image of God, being treated like that, and then you are saying it's something acceptable, it's something we should applaud for, it's something we should close our eyes to? No. It's not at all. It's not at all. Hello, my Elizabeth Gift. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Mastella said everyone in Africa go through it. It is a normal thing. Very sad indeed. I'm telling you, so sad. My mother went through this domestic abuse. Hello, Oluwafemi Ezekiel. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please, as you come in, help me share the video and invite your friends. Share to groups, tag people, and all that. So it's crazy how that domestic abuse had become just the normal thing, that nobody should say anything about it, especially the African continent, especially the African culture. So it's crazy, right? Hello, Samo Madmo Paul. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name very well. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Oh, it's a good girl. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm having big supporters today. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. So it's really important. Hello, Frank. Thank you for joining. God bless you. It's really important. I watch my father severally hits my mother. Oh my goodness, it was so hard. It was so hurting. It was so painful. I wish I could do something. These are things that make children kill their fathers. These are the things that make children poison their fathers, thinking that, okay, this man is harming my mother, so the only way to save my mother's life is to kill him so that my mother can have peace of mind. So you see, so this thing is really bad. Hello, Marcus. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. God bless you. Hello, Wahidu. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So, while I was going about study, I feel like I wish I could do something to my father, even though I didn't understand, I didn't know what I was thinking, okay? But I just feel like my father should vanish from that house and never return. I feel he should never return again. He's hurting my mother. So, hello, Sir Joseph Lottie. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So, I was really furious. I was really angry. I was wondering, why would you call this woman your wife, and she will have to be going through this kind of abuse all the time? You spank her, you hit her for every little argument, for every little misunderstanding, for every little thing, for every little mistake she happens to make. It's now a problem. It's an opportunity for you to bang her like she's a football, or God, there was a time my father almost burnt my mother alive. He poured her kerosene. For those of us who use kerosene in Nigeria, my father emptied kerosene on my mother. Oh Jesus! And was to set her ablaze. Hey! Oh my! Oh my! This is crazy. Hello, Albert Adelaja. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Please, as you come in, share the video, share, please. It's really, really important, and we need to speak up. You know, that time we were all kids. What were we doing? What we did at that time when my father emptied a keg of kerosene on her, I think more than a bottle. So what we did, we hurriedly, you know, pushed my mother, like we dragged her to our neighbor's place and jammed the door, you know, because the man was already with a matches and the stick of matches to do what? To set her ablaze. And just one of that matches will end my mother's life. And you know, we had to save her life by, you know, dragging her to a neighbor's place and having to lock the doors. And you know, I was much more younger. I was much more smaller. I think I was about 6 or 7 years old. So my elder ones, we all had to, you know, drag my mother to my neighbor's place in order to save her life, all because she got the man angry, she got her husband angry, she got my father angry, and the only thing she could get from, you know, the argument or the quarrel or the misunderstanding is having to set her ablaze. Are you serious? Are you serious? So it is crazy how that most people have turned deaf ears to domestic abuse and trying to, you know, I swallow the fact that and try to pretend that it does not exist, or it's not for real, or it's a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hello, my darling Madu. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Coffee Power. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So domestic abuse is really, really raging. It's not just Africa, right? But Africa is worse. It's not just Africa, it's all over the world. But Africa is worse, all because of our culture, tradition, mentality, ideology. You know, that made it worse. That made it really worse. Yeah, the whites, the Europeans, the Asians, the whites, the Americans, everybody's go through domestic abuse, whether male or female, but it's on the high rate when we talk about the black race. It's too much. It's too much. It's almost like a norm. Okay, so domestic abuse, it's not a good thing. It's crazy. You know, the same sympathy you would want to feel. Imagine if if somebody is trying to, you know, cut the arms and you know, to harm a dog with sharp objects and all that, and try to hit the dog and bully the dog and do some bad things, pierce the dog's body, and the dog is crying and all that. The feeling, imagine the pain you feel as a human being, having to watch another person bully dog, or you know, do some bad thing to a dog. A dog. How much more a human being? How much more a human being? So how much more? It's like you harming your own self, right? So it's crazy how that most men or some women have you know, accepted that, you know, domestic abuse or violence is normal. Hello, Sab, thank you for joining. And Linus, Kelechi, thank you so much for joining. So please help me share this video and invite your friends. So I'm gonna be telling you some of the reasons why people actually go into domestic abuse. Some of the reasons why people practice, or some people, you know, actually you know, have to exert this, you know, anger or treatment on another human. There are so many reasons. You know, I'm going to be talking about domestic abuse in diverse ways, but today I just want to talk about the causes or the reasons why most people do this evil to another human. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about 2 or 3 ways or type. I don't know if I should call it types of domestic or type of domestic abuse, because we have coercive control, we have financial abuse, harassment, and all that. So we're going to talk about that maybe tomorrow. Hello, Mabingbe Akintola, thank you for joining. Hello, James Chinoso, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So please help me share the video and invite your friends, okay? So domestic abuse, why do people actually, you know, carry out this evil on their fellow human? it's crazy, right? So why do some people do this? Okay, the first reason I wrote here is what I call low self-esteem. So most times, okay, I was reading on net and I got to know that the majority of people who suffer you know, domestic abuse are the disabled. They suffer domestic violence or abuse mostly. Like for example, let's say if a woman is handicapped, or if a woman is blind and she gets to marry or hook up with a partner, and the person, you know, at the time not being able to cope with the fact that this person is disabled, okay, or is physically challenged, then, you know, he or she, the man begins to see this person as a burden, and at the point begins to bully the woman who is physically challenged. You know, vice versa. It has to, or sometimes it's also with the man. The woman had to, you know, maltreat the man just because he's physically challenged. He's not able to carry out responsibilities as a man. So the woman as well exerts such wickedness to him. You know, but the rate at which when it comes to domestic violence, the women are always in the highest number. They are always in the highest number. You know, so I'm standing up for the both party, but more for the women, because they are the major ones that really suffer domestic abuse or violence. So when we talk about low self-esteem, we could see that Saricha, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please call, as you come in, help me share the video and invite your friends. So, you know, low self-esteem can as well make a man take advantage of his wife. Why? Because the woman does not understand her personality. She does not understand her value. So because she has low self-esteem, then the man begins to take advantage of the fact that she is thinking, I don't deserve him. Oh, I don't deserve him. He's actually very handsome. He's very this. Oh, he's that. You know, I'm not up to his standard. I'm not up to his this. I'm not up to his what. You know. So because of that low self-esteem that woman has, the man begins to feel like the god, like the lord over her life, and because of that, he takes advantage of that fact that she does not even understand her value as a woman, then begins to maltreat her. So if the man says sit down, she sits. If the man says stand up, she does. If the man says lie down, she does. Okay, if anything the man wants to do with her, he does, because she does not understand her value. She does not understand her place. So she's having this low self-esteem that she is not worthy enough for that man. She's not worthy enough for that man. Maybe because the man's parents are very wealthy people, and she is coming from a very poor background. So she feels like she's privileged. She's privileged to, you know, have the man to marry her. So it's like having to say, oh, I'm so privileged to have you be my husband, you know, because, you know, maybe your father is a senator, or your father is a president, or whatever. Your parents are too rich, your parents are too exposed, and I come from a family where education, we could hardly find education. We could hardly eat 3 square meal a day. We could hardly wear good dresses. So it's like you are the savior. You are the Lord of my life. You are the savior that came to give us light. We were in darkness. You came and brought light into our lives. So when the man starts having the feeling that this woman is more or less worshiping him as a god, most men begin to take advantage of that fact and begin to, you know, make life miserable for that woman. Not really like make life miserable for her, but trying to, you know, order the woman around, control her, make her look like she is worth nothing. Because she's already saying to herself she wants nothing, right? So it's like if the man say, lick my shoes, she's gonna do it. Or lick my days, physics, she's gonna do it. Why? Because she just wants to sustain that marriage. She just wants to remain in that marriage because there's too much money she's getting from the marriage. So she had already, you know, given the man the place that originally she wasn't supposed to. Of course, the man has all of that. There's no we're not arguing that the fact that the man's parents are rich, blah 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 blah, right? But having to degrade yourself as a woman, you already ask the man to take over your life. You already ask the man to do anything he wants to do with you. So low self-esteem can make men take advantage of women and begin to, and begin to treat them like a less of a human being. Make them look like worse than animals. So it is high time women begin to understand their place in society, their place in the home, their place in every sphere of life. It doesn't matter if you don't go to school, if you don't have education, if you don't have certificates, if you don't have all of that put together. It does not matter at all. There are a lot of women today who do not have certificates, but you know what? They are personalities. They have recognized their gifts and talent, and they've worked towards it, and they are using it to transform world, and they are using it to transform nations, and they're using it to make impact in the world, and everybody's celebrating them. See, certificate does not define anybody. It does not define anybody at all. So don't put yourself in a place where God did not put you, where you do not belong. See, you are better and you are above what you think you are, or what the man is trying to make you feel you are. If you come from a poor background, if you did not get a very good education, do not be intimidated. Never allow see yourself like somebody who is not valuable to yourself, to human race, to the world, to society, to your community, to your country, to your family, to your children, to your friends, to whoever. You are very, very important. You're valuable. Okay, because low self-esteem had made women to be, treated like slaves. So most men have taken their that place where the woman had already put herself. She's already feeling like, oh my God, I'm so privileged to have him as husband. If not for him, if he did not marry me, I don't think there's another person that would have married me. So some disabled women feel like that man that came into their life is just God sent. Okay, if that man did not come, there's nobody who is going to marry me again. So I will do everything he said. I will do everything just to keep the word, just to keep the marriage. Hello, my Benny Gift. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So please help me share the video. Help me share the video and invite your friends. So it is crazy how that women have been brainwashed to believe that they do not have anything to offer, only to give birth to children. Oh my goodness, that's not true. That is not true. Okay, so low self-esteem had made men take advantage of women and maltreat them and make them feel worse than slaves. Okay, so that is just what we women, we need to eradicate. We need to get off our head. If we do not have educational qualification like the man, that maybe the man is having PhD and we probably have just secondary school certificate, or we are having primary school certificate, it didn't change a thing. See, it didn't change anything. The only thing that changed is the fact that you have not recognized your gift and your talent. When you recognize where you belong, your gift and your talent, you know what you're going to do? You become relevant as well. You become, everybody begins to turn to you. When you recognize the fact that, oh, I can read, right? And I can write. Apart from writing, I can even read. And you begin to buy books. You begin to buy motivational books. Begin to buy books that can help you in the area where you have passion in, and begin to study it. Begin to buy materials that have to do with what you love to do, and begin to study it. By the time you are done, give yourself 1 full year, let's say you go for solitude, you enjoy yourself, you study, you engulf yourself with so much knowledge. I mean, it's not about certificates. See, the man is thinking you did not go to one school to obtain one thing called certificate, right? So you engulf yourself, you crowd yourself, you develop yourself, you develop your knowledge such that when you speak, he will not believe that this man that does not have certificate that is having so much to offer, you know. So imagine it's music, and you do everything, you know, to build your music life, and you begin to release little of what God has given to you, and before you know, you begin to have letters of invitation. Oh, we will be privileged to have you, ma, to come and speak in this place. We will be privileged to have you, ma, to come and sing in this place. Oh my God. See, that man who thought that this woman, you know, she has nothing to offer, you know, he will turn around to be he will start placing you where you belong. It's because most women have already put themselves in a place where God did not put them. That's why men are taking advantage of us, and men are using it against us, and they are bullying us day by day. So it is high time women, we wake up and take our place. You do not have to say, oh, because I didn't go to school, or because I'm not pretty enough, or because my parents are not they are not very buoyant, they are not wealthy. So this guy's parents, they are wealthy, so anything he asks me to do, I'll do, you know, because I just want to remain in the marriage. And I love the fact that he's giving me gold, he's buying me clothing, he's giving me cars, he's doing this, but he's abusing you, woman. He's abusing you. So because you have not put yourself, you know, the place where you are supposed to be. That's why he is treating you like that, because you already have this low self-esteem that you are not up to his standard. You don't belong to where he belongs to. You know, you cannot rub shoulders with him. No, you cannot associate with his friends. No, you are too small. Hey, oh my God. No, I'm not educated enough. No, I'm not wise enough. No, I can't. I have not reached the level. No. He's rolling with the big men. He's rolling with the big boys. He's rolling with senators. He's rolling with president. Who cares? Who cares, for God's sake? So if I can put English correctly, if I cannot speak a proper grammar, doesn't mean I'm illiterate. No. Illiteracy is not about you speaking English or not speaking English. There are people who are making impact today, but they don't know how to speak English. They don't know how to speak English. So whether or not you know how to speak English, it is not a reason for you to feel less of the man, or feel less that you don't belong to where he belongs to. No. There are a lot of people. Okay, for example, Donald Trump. Does his wife speak English properly? She's not from an English-speaking country, right? Is she a president's wife? Yes. So if she had degraded herself and said, oh, I don't know how to speak English, marrying President Trump will be like, oh, it'll be like dream come true, will be like this, will be like that. The man will treat her like a slave, like a trash, because she does not know where she belongs. So women, we should stop this low self-esteem thing. Remove this low self mentality from you. You have more than what you think you have. You are blessed beyond measure. You are blessed. God gave you gifts, talent. God gave you everything that you need to impact your world. Okay, so the earlier you recognize it, you understand it, the better for you. That is when the man will know your value. He will know that he is dealing with somebody who understands her value. That's when he will not want to abuse you. A lot of men do abuse their wives just because the woman does not even understand who she is. Hello, Ma Elizabeth Aina. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Hello, Sir Sylvester. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Elizabeth is saying, wonderful. Don't look down on yourself. Yes, don't look down on yourself. Women, let's stop looking down on ourselves. Hello, Sauche Chukwu Johnson. Thank you for joining. Hello, Ma Samara. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So, low self-esteem had put women in a place where they were not supposed to be in the first place. Okay, because when the man was marrying you, he wasn't even seeing you like that, but you are trying to convince him that you do not have anything else to offer other than giving him children. other than giving birth to children and having to clean the house and cook for him. That's the only thing you are good at. That's the only thing you know how to do. That's the only thing you think you can do. So when he's telling you, sweetheart, dress up, I'm taking you for a program, let's go for a program, I need to speak in this program. You are telling him, oh, I'm not feeling too well, now this you're giving this flimsy excuse. Why? Because you think that in that program they will invite you to make 5 minutes speech or 5 minutes whatever, and you think that, oh, I'm not educated enough to make the speech, to do this, to do that. Hello are you serious? So you're putting yourself in a place where you do not belong. Welcome, Master Mara. God bless you. So it's crazy how that low self-esteem had made women to become, victims of domestic abuse. Low self-esteem. Most men have taken advantage of the fact that we belittle ourselves and our abilities, and then they abuse us. So let's wake up to know that we have so much inside of us. God has given us everything it takes to better the world, to become the best woman on earth, to become that president, to become minister, to become whatever. God has given it to every human on earth, to every human, including you, woman, including you and I. So please, women, let's wake up. And the next reason why, men, exact domestic abuse on us, they actually, go ahead to abuse us, women, is superiority in education. Yes. So a man who is a graduate gets to marry a woman who is an undergraduate. So, and they got into the marriage, or before you know it, the first year she got pregnant and all that. Before you know, she had given birth to 3, 4, 5 children. Oh, if you're trying to tell her, sweetheart, you need to go to school, she's like, no, I'm okay at the level where I am. Yeah, I didn't go to school, and you went to school. You are my husband, you went to school, so represent the family. So the man goes out to, for programs, and he sees his friends with their wives, very eloquent, they are there for the man, So the man is feeling like, oh my God, I wish I had married a woman who is, who is on the same level with me educationally. So he's feeling depressed every time he had to go to programs all by himself, because his wife is not educated enough. So he is feeling ashamed to bring the woman to such events. Okay, so the woman does not even give a damn. She does not care about studying. She does not care about improving herself, self-education. She does not care. She's like, I'm your wife, I've given you 4 or 5 children, you are the one who has please, I'm tired of going to school, or I don't want to go to school, I'm okay at the level I am, blah blah blah. And so before you say Jack, things begin to come to the man's head and all that. So the man begins to feel that, wait, excuse me, it's as if I married the wrong woman, or it's as if something is wrong with me. So he will start getting in ties with these young single ladies who are very eloquent in speaking and all that. Before you know, he starts having extramarital affair. So that's just crazy. So if you as a woman, that, okay, I am an undergraduate, my husband is a graduate, certificate is the difference between the both of us, right? So the only thing I could do, if I don't want to go to school, I could buy as many materials as I want, and sit at home and do my self-education and do my self-studies. Study as much materials as you want to study, as you can lay your hands on, such that when you have the opportunity to speak, Everybody's turning around. Did you say that woman did not go to school? Did you say she's an undergraduate? Whoa, she doesn't sound like one. Wow, she doesn't look like one. Oh, she doesn't act like one. Okay, so some men know that, oh, she's undergraduate, and because she's an undergraduate, she's not on my level. She's not on my level, right? So, you know, he begins to take advantage over the fact that, okay, we are not in the same level. Any small thing, any little thing the woman does in the house, like, woman, when I'm talking, you don't talk. You shut up. We are not in the same level. I am a PhD holder. You are an undergraduate. You didn't even go to school. So shut up when I'm talking. So keep quiet. When I'm talking, you don't talk. What do you know? What do you know about schooling? Or what do you know about education? What do you know? I went to school. I went to the highest school. I went to Harvard University. I went to this. I went to Oxford University. Oh, I went to this. I went to British. I went to blah, 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 blah. So the woman begins to feel inferior. She begins to feel, oh my God. Then she begins to see you as a Lord, as a God. Like, oh my God, yes. It's true. He went to school. I didn't go to school. So, you know, anything he says, I have to do. I have to just do, you know. My sister, what will I do? You know, such women, when they are talking with their friends, they say, my sister, what I go do? What will I do now? You know, I didn't go to school now. So anything he says, I will do. So, my life has already ended now. My life has already ended. I didn't go to school. Now I've given birth to 5 children. Where do I start from? Going to school? Please, I can't. So, because the man knows that you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. You don't want anything. You don't want to upgrade your life. You don't want to better your life. You don't want to see anything good about yourself. You think his educational level is nowhere to be compared to yours. So whatever he says, you do because you are the slave. You've already accepted that you're the slave. You already accepted the abuse even before it came. So it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And we women, we should not give men the opportunity to abuse us. We should not give the man the opportunity to abuse us. It's not right. Remove it from your head. It's no way. See, when God was making you, he was not creating you to come and come to the word and you know, to make, let's say, for example, he created you and then he said, Chidima or Chioma or Gift or whatever. And so if you cannot learn English, that means that's the end of your life. That means you are gone. There's nothing else you can ever become. No. So you just try and learn English. Or if you cannot learn English, if you cannot learn, forget it. Or if you cannot go to school, if you cannot have certificate, there's nothing more for you. You are doomed for life. God did not create anybody like that, right? So it is we humans that sat down and think about what we call education today, and we begin to put value to that thing called education. And then so we made paper, we made a piece of paper so valuable such that when people hold it, they feel like, they have arrived, they feel like they own the word. So if you don't have an opportunity to hold that thing called certificate, please do not belittle yourself. Don't put yourself in a place where God has not put you. Hello, Sir Adebanjo. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So, and another reason why men also abuse women is extreme jealousy. Extreme. What I mean extreme, it's not just jealousy. I mean, most men are jealous, right? But when it has to do with extreme jealousy, that can even kill. That can even lead to a man killing his wife. I want to read what Elizabeth wrote here. She said, "What a shame that people will look down anybody just because of their educational level when some of our greatest people in the world today." Okay, I can't see the remaining comment. Let me read it from here. Okay, so that is just it. That's it, my sister. No, so some men actually take advantage of the fact that this woman did not go to school, and they begin to, make life hell for her. Do you know that there are some men who intentionally would not want to marry a graduate? I've heard some African guys, they say, no, I don't get strength for graduates. So girls that are graduate, no. I don't get strength for them at all, because I feel they will be controlling. I feel they will want to share the same place with me. They want to make you feel, know that. Hello, can anybody see me? My laptop is telling me that my video has ended. I don't know if it's for real. So that is just it. So they make you feel that no, so that you're not in the same level with them. So I've heard some graduates who say that I don't have time for, girls that went to school. I want to marry an undergraduate, or I want to marry a girl who is not as on the same educational level with me, so that she will always know that I'm her lord, that I'm above her. This mentality of I'm the head and you are the tail thing. So they want to tell you that yes, I'm the head, you are the tail. So I don't want to marry a woman who is as educated as me, so I can control her. I've heard young guys talk about this when I was not married. I've heard guys who are supposed to be educated, who are supposed to be, educated, enlightened, right? But these people are the ones who are saying, no, I don't want to marry a girl who is too educated, who is too wise, who have got to PhD level, or who have got master degree level. I just want to marry a normal BSc graduate, so we don't have head along. So we know, everybody will know their place in the house, because if the woman, they say, if the woman too go school, she will control you, she will make life, she will let you know that she's also, an intelligent human. So you don't ride with her, you don't do anything to her. So some guys are actually afraid of marrying a woman because of her educational level. So they'll tell you, no, I want to marry the one I can control. So that idea of marrying the one they can control is an idea of abuse itself. Is an idea of abuse. It's telling you that, see, baby girl, when I marry my wife, I'm going to abuse her. So the reason why she needs to accept the abuse is for me to put her in a level where she needs to know that educationally we are not mates. We are not mates at all. So let her know ahead of time that as I'm trying to hit her, I'm hitting her because age-wise we're not mates, education-wise we're not mates. So some young guys want to talk and they're talking trash. As in, I've heard young guys talk about it, and funny enough, I've heard there was a guy then who was crazy in love with himself, not me. He said he loved me so much, he wanted to marry me. And when I engaged him into conversation, you could hear this guy blab, you could hear him talk trash, and he tells you that what then I wasn't a graduate, right? He was already a graduate. So I think I was about getting admission to go to university, and then the guy was like, well, I think before you graduate from your university, I would have got my master's and PhD if possible. And so, but when you're done with your university or your BSc, I wouldn't want you to go further, I was like, why? It's like, the reason is because we just know our place. So you wouldn't study too much. I know that when women study too much, they begin to rub shoulders with their husband. The guy was just talking trash. I was just like this listening. Are you serious? It's like, yeah, that's just it. So I need to marry a woman who is not in the same educational level with me. I don't have strength. I need somebody I can control. I was like, you can control? Are you looking for a dog, or you are looking for a wife? I mean, this is a human being here, and you are saying you're looking for who to control who? Control? I don't understand. And this guy is supposed to, humanly speaking, we say he's an enlightened man, right? He's a graduate. He had gone through the 4 walls of education, so he's supposed to know, he's exposed, right? But to me, he's an illiterate. He's an illiterate because he already had this mentality of looking for who to control. That is the mentality of slavery already. The mentality of slavery, and that slavery is crazy. It's crazy. So let me read what Elizabeth wrote. It said, our founding fathers stroke mothers didn't have school. Greatness, a state of the mind, not degree. That is it, ma. Thank you so much, my Elizabeth. Seriously, that is just it. Elizabeth is saying it's a generational mindset. That is it, and that is why domestic abuse had always become the norm. Nobody sees it as anything. I was, from in the beginning when I was talking, I said that my mother had to go through severe domestic abuse from my father, and and my father's people did not see it as anything. They didn't see it as something it's not a topic to talk about. The worst part of it, the worst part of it is that it is still my own mother who was abused that will go back to buy cola nuts. She will make my father's best food. She will buy there's this thing in Igbo land, I've forgotten, pepper something. It's very pepperish, where they usually use it to eat cola nut when it comes to tradition. So my mother will buy that stuff. She'll buy cola nut. She will prepare his best food. Then she will kneel down. Oh, Elizabeth, she will kneel down and she will come to tell my father that she is sorry. I mean, who was abused here? She was abused. Who was abused? She was the one abused, but she is still the one in turn to kneel down and say, I am sorry, my love. I'm sorry, my husband. Please forgive me, even though she was not the one who was at fault. I mean, she was the one batterly beaten. But she will still be the one to turn around to say, I am sorry, with cooking the best food, his best meal, and buying of cola nuts for my husband, for my father. And this was so annoying when I was a child. This was so crazy. I said to myself, wait a minute. Is this marriage? If this is marriage, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Are you telling me? My mother would say, what will she do? What will she do? If she turned to my father's people, they are saying, woman, sorry, it's normal. You just have to endure. When she turns to her people, when she turns to her own mother, they said the same thing. So she didn't have anywhere to go to. Nobody was in support of the fact that she was abused. So, sorry, woman, go with it. Just stay with it, live with it. It's normal. This is Africa. The man is always, Chineke. My God. What a wicked heart. What a wickedness. What is this? And do you know, I used to look at my father's face then. He will be so proud, to take the cola nuts, chew the cola nut and split it out. Spitting the cola nut out, it means forgiveness. Then he will take the wine or something, some alcohol they usually use for traditional stuff, and then he will spit it out and he say, well, a woman, because of what you have done, I have forgiven you. You have done the right thing. I've forgiven you. So so you can stand up now. I mean, my mother will have to be on her knees until he performs the rituals of forgiveness. And whereas she was the one that was beating, I mean, it got to a point, my father beat my mother to the extent that he emptied kerosene on her body. He was going to set her ablaze. And we had to hurriedly save her life. We took her to our neighbor's place and we locked the door. Why? Because so he wouldn't set her ablaze. The height of wickedness that we have come to accept as normal. That was why when I did the previous topic I did, I was talking with passion, because I knew what I was talking about. I said, women, questions, sexual and general questions you should ask before you get married. Don't go into marriage blindfoldly. Don't go into marriage with love is blind. You are going to be the one to regret. This is supposed to be your life. If you're going to, yes, I do not go into it blindly. Do not go into it because everybody is doing it, because it's my turn. It's because I am of age, because, oh, I have to do it. My parents have, they are on my head. They say I have to get married. I have to get married. So I need to do something. I need to get married to make them, to make them happy. They say I should give them grandchildren, so I have to get married. Don't rush into getting married, because see, marriage can be your doom. Marriage can be your doom. My mother went through hell. I told my father one day, if all men are like you, I will never, instead of me getting married, I'll become a nun. I'll become a sister. I'll go to the Catholic Church. Even though I'm not a Catholic, I'll go to the Catholic Church, take that gown that they wear and become a sister. Instead of going to this thing, if this thing is called marriage, this is how marriage is, I will not get married. I would rather become a sister than to get married to a wicked human like you. Wickedness in the high places. We no longer have compassion. We no longer understand that we humans, we women are also God's creation, and we, the man, we deserve to be respected. See, in the book of Genesis, for God's sake, God asks men to cultivate the woman. The word cultivate means what? Take care of, nurture, treat her, respect her, love her, care for her, cultivate her. But what are we doing? What are men doing? Rather than cultivating the woman, they are the one abusing God's creation. God did not ask any man to dominate the another human. The only thing he asked that the man should to rule over is the seas, the fishes, the animals, the birds of the earth, every other creation, not the woman. There was no a commandment that was given to the man to rule over the woman, to maltreat the woman. Why is she the weaker vessel? Why is she the weaker vessel? Just so you can protect her. Just so you can be there for her. You can support her. You can love her. You can cherish her. You will cultivate her. You will care for her. But what happened? She is now your punching bag, right? Oh, so sad. Hello, Bella Berry. Thank you for joining. Hello. Maggie, Blessing Amos, thank you for joining. Mavis, thank you so much for joining. Elizabeth is saying, and sees that was and is still regarding the norm amongst many in our nations. That's so true. That's so true. Elizabeth is saying they don't even regard it. They don't see it. See what's wrong. They don't see it. They don't see it. Hello, Sir Felix. Thank you for joining. So it's really painful. Hello, Sir Edwin. Thank you for joining. God bless you. My gift is saying for life commitments. Yes, that is, marriage is supposed to be a life commitment. But what has people turned it into? They've turned it into a place where they can do anything they want and get away with it. Hello, my Abigail. Thank you so much for joining. Please, as you come in, help me share the video and invite your friends. So it is crazy. It is so crazy. So another reason why men do this thing to us, men abuse us, is extreme jealousy. It's extreme jealousy, and such extreme jealousy leads to even life-threatening. It leads to death. Some people have lost their lives all because of jealousy. Things that it's just an assumption. It is not for real. You just assume that this woman is cheating on you, or you just assume that your husband is cheating on you, and you went ahead to set the man ablaze or set the woman ablaze, or you went ahead to poison him or to poison her, all because you are jealous. You can't watch to have another woman sleep with your husband, or you can't watch another man sleep with your wife. So you imagine that he is cheating on you, you, and all you have to do is to end his life. So no woman can have you other than me, or no man can have you other than me, and that is how you kill them, even without even getting to know the truth, without even get to find out for yourself if what you are assuming is for real. Elizabeth, my mother didn't leave. She's still there till today as I speak to you. She did not leave, because the mentality in Africa that when a woman is married and she's been abused and she leaves the marriage, she'll be seen as an irresponsible woman. She'll be seen as an irresponsible wife, a wife that cannot keep her home. The Bible says is a wise woman builds her home. The foolish one destroys it. So there's this idea that if a woman leaves her home, she's not responsible. She's an irresponsible woman, or she's looking for men outside, or men are already started talking to her or giving her money or giving her advice to leave her home, to for them to have her, or she's already sleeping around, or she's already having an affair out there. So that idea of what people will say is what is still keeping my mother in that marriage. Hello Sajide, thank you for joining. Hello Dorothy, thank you so much for joining. So she's still there. She's still there. It got to a point where the man keeps telling, when we grew up, when we grew up, I could severally hear my father say, I will kill you. I will kill you. It became too obvious. It was just too much. I couldn't bear. I was the one of the persons in my house who said, no, you cannot keep threatening this woman's life all the time. So what I did was I tried to separate them from sleeping in the same room. So I told my mother, from this day henceforth, you are not sleeping with that man. You are going to be sleeping in this room, and he is going to sleep in his room. Since he is threatening your life, you can sleep tomorrow and not wake up. He will use the pillow. He will use the pillow to strangle you to death, and because there is no trace medically that you died of one illness, it will be assumed that you died of natural death. So this man is threatening your life. You are not going to go sleep with him in the same room. I was one of the persons who insists that my mother will stop going to his room to sleep, and that was how she stopped. I told her, if I see you in my father's room sleep again, we are going to have issues. So I made sure that she stopped going to that room. If abuse had gotten to the point where life is involved, life is being threatened, hello, you don't have to be too religious or too, people conscious. My mother is religious conscious. She's people conscious. She's so, God fearing. The Bible does not support, divorce. And what will people say? What will people say? People will say this. People will say that. Oh, because of all the people, what people will say, and what the Bible is saying. So because of that, I don't want to go into, I don't want to divorce. I don't want to leave the man. So, but what we did, we stood our ground and we said, no, mom, you are not going to that place. For this man to be telling you every now and then, I will kill you. Woman, I will kill you. I will kill you. As in, the killing was too often. It was too repeated. And when he says, I will kill you, there's this anger that exudes from his heart, from his inner body, from his inside. Excuse me. From his inside to the outside. From his inside, there's this anger. There's this anger that is coming. I don't understand where the anger is coming from. Because I come from a royal family. My grandfather used to be the king of my village. And then my father is the first son from the first wife, because my grandfather married more than one wife. So my father was supposed to be the next king after his father, after the death of his father. So he wasn't able to take over that throne. Why? Because the younger brothers from the other parent, because he was the only son from the first wife. So the younger brother from the other woman, were so what's the word now? They were jealous, and they just wanted the throne. They just wanted to take over. And my grandfather was so rich, he had a lot of lands and all that. So So, and just because my grandfather married more than one wife, so what my father wants to do is he wants to marry more than one wife, but he is seeing my mother as a reason why it's not working. Is there's no open door for him to marry as many wives as possible. Hello, my Idara, thank you so much for joining. My husband just joined. Thank you so much, Sir Clement. God bless you. So he's feeling that, okay, if I don't take her life, if I don't take her off the way, she will not allow me to marry as many wives as possible. So that's the reason why he kept telling her, I will kill you, I will kill you. Because for if people come to know that he is married, they feel like, no, I don't want to marry you, you already have a wife. And I think maybe the women he's flirting around with are telling him, let her go, or get rid of her, let's come into your life, let's become your full wife. If you want to have me as a full wife, you have to get rid of your wife, you have to get rid of her. So I think he kept hearing that from as many women as possible he was probably flirting with. Then the only thing he could do was his life kept threatening this woman's life. I will kill you, I will kill you, I will kill you. All the time he kept telling my mother, I will kill you. And there's so much anger that comes out of his inner man, his inside, that when he talks about killing, it's crazy. It's like he really wants to do it. So I told my mother that, see, if you're not careful, this man is going to silence you. He's going to kill you and pretend that he was not involved, that you died in natural death. So he wants freedom. He wants freedom. He wants to be free to marry as many women as possible. But it looks like you are the one who is preventing him from marrying. So the only thing you have to do is to make sure, don't go back to his room to sleep with him. Let him be. Let him be. See, your children are already enough for you. See, build your life around your children. Encourage yourself with your children, and see, tomorrow is going to be better than today. Let him have as many wives as possible. Forge your life, forge ahead. Tomorrow is great. Tomorrow is better. Stop going back to him thinking that he is the owner of your life. Without him, you can do nothing. Without him, you can't survive. That mentality is wrong. My mother, all the encouragement we gave to her as children was what made her strong. And then she took over her life and took charge of her life. And she left my father, slept in that room, and he had fun with whatever he wanted to do. But what happened? She had to save her life. She had to save her life, because I believe if my mother had still been sleeping with that man, I don't think she would have been alive till today. She would have been killed long ago. She would have been killed long ago by that same man. Hello, peace. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So it's crazy. So abuse has become the talk of the day. It's normal. I thank God for as many that are standing up for women, are speaking up and saying no to abuse, no to abuse. So extreme jealousy had led to women losing their lives and men losing their lives as well. So people do not know how to control their jealousy. Jealousy is in everybody, whether it's a male or female. Women are jealous, men are jealous. But you do not have to be, jealous to the extent of wanting to take the life of your partner because you think that is the only way out. So extreme jealousy has led to women being abused, have also led to men being abused as well. Okay, so it is wrong. It is wrong. When it has to do with human life, it is wrong. Okay, before you take any action, even if you must get to the conclusion of every matter. And even if it is, if you find out that your partner is cheating on you, you don't have to take their life. You don't have to physically abuse them like that. All you have to do, if you don't want the relationship, file in for a divorce and get out of the relationship and go have your life back and go have your life. Don't, take another man's life because you never gave them that life that they are breathing. You never gave them that air that they are breathing. Why take the life that you never brought to the earth? Why take the life that you never gave? So the next point, the next reason why women, where abuse had become a trend, had become the norm, is what I call difficulties in regulating anger. So people do not know how to control their anger. The topic I talked about, a few days ago, the topic I talked about a few days ago, I talked about sexual and general questions you need to ask your spouse before marriage, and I talked about how that you should find out if your spouse had something to do with rape, had something to do with drugs, because see, these things make people not to act normal. There are people who are extremely, they have anger issue, they have anger problem because of what has happened to them in the past, or the life, what they went through growing up as children or as adults and all that. So it has made them, it has taken away that sympathy or compassion to their fellow human from them. So there's this, any little thing that they feel irritated of, they want to exact anger on the next human that is close to them. So it is wrong. So extreme anger, difficulties, people cannot handle anger. So the only way they can have peace or end that quarrel or issue or misunderstanding is to exert the anger on their fellow human, and such people can go to the extent of using weapon, of using anything. My father is so aggressive that I was telling you guys in my former video, I said my father is this kind of person that if my father is angry right now, you know what happens? If you dare make him angry and he's angry, as I'm talking to you, he's angry, he can throw you, he can stone you, anything. He can, if it's possible to carry the television and stone you and throw it to you, he will do it. If it means carrying the fan, he will do it. If it means carrying anything, including knife, including pots, including plates, including bottles, anything, he will hit you just to show you how angry he is. He is going to look for just as you are getting him angry. See the way he does. Let me demonstrate the way my father does. Just as you're getting him angry, he's doing like this. As he's doing like this, my sister, take off. Leave that place, leave that environment. You know what? Because that thing he's doing, he's looking for something to hit you. To hit you. That is how, that when it comes to anger, that's the kind of my father, that's the kind of anger my father has. So anything at all, if it means carrying the speaker to hit you, he does not care. If it means looking for a flaming firewood that is on the fire, he will remove it and hit you. That is the rate of his anger. So he has anger issue that he cannot control his anger. When my father is angry, he does not know how to control it. So the only thing to do to make him feel I've achieved something is to look for something to instantly hit you, instantly throw at you. I told my husband one time that my father had once in a lifetime carried a flaming firewood that was burning with live fire, took it like this and was going to hit me, and I dodged the stuff. This is my face. All of you would not have been seeing this face the way it is. I would have been blind, or I would have been burnt. Part of my body would have really been burnt, all because of anger. So some people they have difficulties in controlling their anger. So the only way they can feel they have achieved something is to exert that anger on another human. So if it is their wife that is close to them, they will do that to their wife. They will hit the wife. So there are also some women, when they are angry, they destroy everything in the house to show how angry they are, to show you that they are angry. They destroy their laptop, they destroy their TV, they destroy anything destroyable. They pull up the lights and everything. They destroy the whole house. Why? Because they can't control their anger. And that is why you need to understand who you are saying yes to. When I was talking about the topic I did previously, sexual and general questions to ask before you say yes, before you get into marriage, I wasn't joking, because I know where I'm coming from. I know the kind of my father still exists in the world today. So do not be carried away because he's well dressed, because he's eloquently speaking, because he is too educated, or because he looks gentle. Be sure of who you want to say yes to, because that can be your doom. That man can end your life, all because of anger, because he cannot control his anger. He can take that anger, exert it on you, and before he say jack, you are dead, gone, and forgotten. All he has to do is to go to prison, pay for some years, come back and remarry and live his life, and you are the one who is dead, all because the man cannot control his anger. So it is crazy. Hello, Sir Sabinus. Thank you for joining. Hello, Kelly. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Sir Okay. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Smith. Charles Smith, thank you so much for joining. Please, as you come in, help me share the video. Help me share the video. It's crazy how that, abuse, it's not normal. It's normal. See, if if I was this enlightened now, I would have taken my father to a psychiatric hospital. That man needs treatment as long as I'm concerned, because I don't understand why a human being born, created and made in the image of God, who has such an anger, uncontrollable, such that he will hit you with anything. My father will hit you with anything. He does not care if you're a man, your body is strong enough to carry what he is going to hit you. If you're a woman, he does not care. So as long as he is angry at that moment, what he does, he will look for anything available to stone you, to hit you, so you can understand that he's angry. So he does not care if you are a child as well. Because when we went through it, we were kids, we were children as well. It's crazy. So people have difficulties in controlling anger, and that is why women are suffering abuse in their homes today. Women are suffering domestic abuse in their homes today because a man cannot control his anger. Some men, when they get upset, what they do is they walk away, they leave the house for a few minutes, and later on they come back when the anger is no longer there, and they're okay with it. They don't want to do anything bad because they know they have anger issue. If they want to argue with the woman, they will get so angry that the next thing will be violent, and it will not be nice. So they walk away and cool off their head for a few minutes, come back to the house and apologize to the woman, and everybody goes their way. Everything becomes normal. But some men, they don't know how to control their anger. What they do is instead of apologizing or looking for ways to solve that problem at the moment, or that disagreement, what they do is they look for something to hit the woman. Somebody like my father that had actually poured a keg, a bottle of kerosene on my mother to set her ablaze. It's somebody that can pour you acid. It's somebody who is, if he's angry and acid is close to him, he's going to pour you that acid just to tell you that you annoyed him. You just got him upset. Yes. So when we talk to our father, and since we understand the kind of father he is, the moment you're talking to my father, we just know that, okay, we know that this is his attitude, this is what he's going to do. So as you are saying your mind, as you are being angry and saying your mind, the next thing you're doing is looking at, the escape route, looking at the place, where you have to make sure you're close to the door. Make sure you're close to the door so that, as he's looking for something to hit you, you're already on your way out. You're already gone. Or else, I'm so sorry, because your face, you will not recognize it again. My sister is having ear problem today because of what my father did to her. Because of what my father did to her. So he was so upset, and she got him upset, and the next thing was bam on her ear, using all his man energy to give her the slap that her ears are still suffering today. Anger. Anger is so bad. So make sure you understand that, this person is normal. So when people have difficulties in controlling their anger, they can do you anything, because at that moment they are not thinking right. They can abuse you. They don't understand. They are not thinking right. It's like something is wrong with them. And that is the kind of my father. So another point is high level of traditional beliefs. High level of traditional beliefs. Having to think that women are less of humans, that men are more, men have value more than women. Men are the head of the family. Men are the lord of the family. Men are the savior, so having to think that men are this, men are that, women are beneath, women are helpmates, women are slaves, women are, they don't have value. We don't need to respect them. They are just there to produce children for us, manufacture children, manufacturing industry, right? So they are just there to manufacture children for us. They don't have any value, so such kind of reason are why most of our men abuse the woman. Elizabeth is saying, if the woman don't leave, the children will suffer also. That is it. And the problem, and the thing is as well, if the woman leaves and without her children, the children would as well suffer, because some men, if the wives even leave, it gets even worse, because some men can even go into sexual abusing the children. They can sexually abuse the children, and they can as well physically abuse the children, when they remember that their wives, left them because of they have anger problem, or because of what rubbish or what nonsense or the things that they are doing. So because of that, they will exert those angers on the children. So some of them will, when they remember that the wife is no longer there, she left me because of this or this thing. So they will start exerting those angers on the innocent children. Some of them can even go as far as sexually molesting these children as well. So it's crazy. Hello, Mantu Samuel. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. So high level of traditional belief. My father is so engulfed when it comes to tradition. He holds it so strongly. Recently, I was talking with a friend, and this guy was okay. I wasn't talking to him like face to face. I was in my house, and he inboxed me. He told me that he had a problem, and that he knows I'm a motivational speaker, and I talk about relationship, that he wants to hear my take on a particular issue. I said, okay, no problem. So he said to me, and then of course I was also married, and he said I'm a married woman, and he also respects me a lot, and he watched my videos. He's so blessed, but he has a problem that he wants to hear my take on it. So I said, okay, let me hear. So he told me that there's this girl he's dating. They're already no longer together. So he said there's this girl he was dating, and that the reason why the girl left the relationship was because the girl kept telling him that he's not man enough. And he was wondering, what exactly do you mean by not man enough? And what the girl told him was that you are not man enough because you do not yell at me, you do not scream at me, you do not correct me, harshly, you do not hit me, you do not lay your hands on me, you do not exert energy on me. I was like, wait. Did you say the girl is saying this, or this is what you were doing to the girl? He said, no, that the girl is the one complaining that he himself, the man, is not doing all of those to her. I was like, are you serious? He said, yes, that he tried to reason with her that, see, you are a human being. I can't do this to you. I came from a family where my father respects my mother. So I am not used to hitting a woman. I am not used to yelling at a woman. I'm not used to or controlling. This control thing is not in us. It's not what we learned from our father. Our father is a meek, is a man who is meek in nature. He is humble. He respects women. He honors women. He cares for women. But the girl left me because she said that I don't know how to do all this. I was shocked to my bones. I said, are you for real? Then what I told him was that, well, it was not your fault, and it was not her fault as well. The problem with her is that she thought she came from a family probably where such things are, carried out. It's a normal thing to her. So when she came to a relationship where it wasn't working, that was that was not what she was seeing. So she begins to imagine that she's in a wrong relationship. She's not in the right place. So you won't blame her. That is the idea she had gotten. That's what she thinks that a man, that's the level, that's what she thought that a man should look like. So a man should be that controlling, a man should be the one that would degrade the woman, that will intimidate the woman, that will, place the woman in a place where she's supposed to belong. A man is supposed to be the one to scream at her. A man is supposed to be the one to hit her. So she already got the wrong idea of what a man should be, or what a man should look like, or how a man should act. So you wouldn't blame her, because it's from the place where she's coming from. So it's from her school of thoughts. So she had already learned that from either her environment or from her home. So you wouldn't blame her. So, and the guy was like, because I felt so embarrassed. The guy was, in fact, we were chatting. He got so emotional that he had to call me on phone. He said, this is so crazy. I felt embarrassed as a man. I felt, that I'm not man enough. Having to tell a woman, telling a man that you're not man enough. It's crazy, right? So he's saying, oh God, I feel so embarrassed. How can a woman be telling me that I'm not man enough? So hello, Sir Okpara Chat, thank you so much for joining. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name very well. Hello, Kaja, thank you so much for joining. Hello, Satochuku, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please, as you come in, help me share the video. So he had to call me on phone, and he was complaining so bitterly, and he said, I loved her so much. I don't understand. Why should I, become who I am not? I said to him, you don't have to be who she wants you to be. You don't have to change your attitude or change the real man that you are just to please a woman and, to hit her and make her look like she's a slave, or because that is what she wants. Well, that is not right. Okay, you only need to patiently teach her that love and meekness is part of a human nature. It's what God wants for us. God did not create us to exert anger or brutality to another human. Okay, the school of thought where you're coming from is wrong. If your father was doing to your mother, is wrong. Try to educate her, try to enlighten her, try to tell her who she is, try to make her understand that she is a personality, that she has so much to offer, and that's why she needed the respect that you were giving to her. Okay, so she did not understand it, and you were not as well probably telling her that much. You probably explained little to her, but I think you didn't spend much more time to really explain to her all that she possessed, all that she is carrying inside of her. Okay, so I think that's why she had to leave, saying that she felt she's not in the right place. So the guy was asking me, so what do I do now? I told him, do not change who you are. Do not change who you are at all. Don't say, oh, because my ex-girlfriend was not, needed me to be, that man authority that has to bully a woman. So because I lost my X. Because of that, let me now become this man she wants me to be to the next person coming to my life. No, do not change your personality for another who does not have the right ideology of who a man is supposed to be. All right. So I talked to him and he was so happy about it. So, and I've seen a scenario on Facebook where women and men got into a debate about abuse, and some women were happy, were defending the fact that a man is supposed to be controlling. Woo! I was just reading people's comments under a post where people were debating, women and women were, arguing. Some women were saying, no, it is wrong for a man to bully his wife or control or do this. And some women were saying, no, it's the nature of the man, so he has to do it. It's nice. In fact, if I get a guy who is not doing this, I will get off the relationship. And I was so shocked. I was so surprised. I was so shocked. And at a point, I wasn't surprised again. I had to say, okay, yeah, let me not be surprised. Why? Because it's where she is coming from. It's the environment where she is coming from. So imagine such women who had already accepted the abuse even before it comes. A woman, have you heard a woman say, I love it when my husband beats me, when my husband hits me, it proves to me that he loves me. Are you serious? So you see the mentality when we talk about domestic abuse here. Some women are appreciating the abuse and thinking that is the right thing to do. That because the man is the head of the family, so he has the right to hit his spouse. He has the right to subject the woman into slavery. He has the right to intimidate her. He has the right to control her. He has the right to do anything he wants on her. So that some women had already accepted the thing. Some women will say, oh, if I marry tomorrow and the man hits me, no, it's okay. And that's why some women are living in an abusive relationship presently. They cannot get out of the relationship because they feel it's the normal thing. It's the normal thing. In fact, if I get a man who does not abuse me, who does not, lay his fingers on me, it's like he's not man enough. It's like he's a woman, because a woman is the meek, gentle, quiet kind of nature, kind of being. So if the man isn't hitting, isn't controlling, isn't doing all that trash, then he is not a man. So the definition of a man to them is already a wrong one. So it's like accepting what you have not even seen yet. It's like praying for an abusive man to come to your life, because that is the nature, that is who a man is supposed to be. Whereas it's wrong. It's wrong. Let me read what Elizabeth wrote. Elizabeth said, it's just makes me upset when I hear ladies talk like that. I just wonder where women would be today if our founding mothers and women who fought for... I don't know why I can't see the remaining comment. I'm trying to use my laptop to see the comments. I don't know why I can't see it, but however, let's continue. So that is it. I don't know where women would have been today if we accept all these wrongs as right. Some women are so happy. They're so happy to say, oh, it's okay, I love it. I love the fact that he's bullying me. I love the fact that he's hating me. That makes me feel that I'm a woman, and that makes me feel that he's a man. So imagine if this kind of woman who is expecting a man to hit her gets into a marriage where the man respects her, honors her, cares for her, love her, show her respect, and take the woman to be in the same level like him, sees the woman in the same understanding like him, takes the woman to be like himself, that woman is not going to appreciate it. She's going to feel like, no, he's not doing it right. He's not man enough. Honey, why are you so quiet? Oh, honey, why are you so simple? Honey, why are you... Because she's not used to it. She thinks that every man that hits a woman is the right thing to be called a man, is the right person to be called a man. Christy Kelly is saying that's why most women die untimely. Yes, that is it. That's why most women die untimely. What a crazy idea. What a crazy ideology. You know, I was a child when my father was constantly bullying my mother, but I never see it as a norm. I never saw it as a normal thing. Nobody taught me. I never read it in a book. Nobody taught me. I was between 6 and 7 years old, but I dictated the fact that no man should hit a woman. No man should hit another. Whether you are a woman hitting a man, it is not right. Whether you are a man hitting the woman, it is not right. Nobody should go or should undergo abuse, whether it's a man or a woman. Nobody deserves to be abused. We are all made in the image of God, so we deserve respect. We deserve honor. We deserve everything good. We deserve everything good. Nobody has the right to bully another, to subject another to slavery, to wickedness. So I don't blame those women who have accepted that thing to become normal. It's because of where they are coming from. A majority of the women who are debating that it's right for a man to bully a woman, they are from Africa. They are African women. They are from the black race. They are the ones saying, yes, go man. Yes, that makes you a man when you hit a woman. Can you imagine the idea? Can you imagine this? Wow. This is crazy. So our traditional belief had subjected women to believe that every man that hits a woman is the right man, is a good man, he's doing the right thing. So even some women do not detect it. Some women do not say no, it's wrong. Some women do not say no to domestic abuse. They don't say no to domestic abuse because they think it's a normal thing. It's generally acceptable for every 10 homes you visit. For every 10 homes you visit, there's 100% or there's 99% of probability that 7 to 8 of that family women are are undergoing domestic abuse. So when you hit the next woman, she's saying, that's what my husband does to me. Or that's what this man is saying. Then it becomes a normal thing. So everybody tend to accept it that since it's happening to Mrs. A, Mrs. B, Mrs. C, D, E, F, so I'm not the only one. So let's just live with it. So it's crazy. It's not right that people are going through it. Does not make it right. Does not make it right, for God's sake. So this traditional belief that women their places are supposed to be in the kitchen had made men to subject us to slavery, to suffering, to abuse. So they've belittled us. They've turned our life upside down. That is why most times when women, when a man gets married to an enlightened woman, a woman who probably went to school, a woman who is probably enlightened either by self-education, or other way around, so they feel like this woman, she will be dragging position with me, or she will be trying to prove right. She will be trying to prove that she's right all the time because she's educated, because she went to school. And this same mentality is why the northern part of Nigeria have refused their girls to go to school. When you talk to the Hausa man and ask him, Dangala, why don't you send your girl child to school? Education is good. Education is the key. Do you know why there is high rate of illiteracy in the northern part of Nigeria? It's because they believe that when a woman goes to school, she becomes enlightened. She'll begin to share the same level, the same idea with her husband. She begins to see that she is valuable. She begins to, have opinion in the marriage. She begins to have opinion. So she will not accept everything that the man has to offer. She will not accept everything that comes into the marriage. So if the man is trying to do anything wrong, now because she is enlightened, she would want to, fight for her right because she's enlightened. So the northern part of Nigeria wouldn't want to take their girl child to go to school. They wouldn't want to accept their girl child to go to school because they don't want her to, share the same equality with the man. So that is why, they would want to do everything possible to stop the woman from going to school. Naturally, the northern part of Nigeria don't even like education. Both male and female, they wouldn't even want them to go to school. But the worst is the woman, because the man, we can, probably accept you to go to school because you are assumed to be the head of the family. But when it comes to the woman, it is worse in the northern part of Nigeria. They don't want the woman to go to school because they feel like when she goes to school, she begins to know. Her eyes will be open. It's like Eve eating the apple in the Garden of Eden and her eyes were open. So a normal Hausa man wouldn't want his girl child to go to school, and that is why most of them, they marry these girls at a tender age. They marry them at a tender age when the girl does not understand, anything. At the age of 8 or 9 years old, some of these girls are already being betrothed. In fact, at the time where they even give birth, some of them are being betrothed to a guy. So at the time where they are getting to 8, 9, 10 years old, they begin to marry them off. So imagine a child of 10 years old, a girl of 10 years old, what Alhaji says is what she wants to do, right? So imagine a girl of 11, 12 years old. Anything Alhaji says is what she wants to do. At the age of 12, 13, what rights does she have? What qualification, what educational qualification has she gotten to be able to stand and challenge the man when he's doing wrong things? So the Hausa man wouldn't want the girl child to go to school because they want to subject the woman into slavery, into suffering. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So this tradition and our traditional beliefs have really, made women to become vulnerable, to become, an object of abuse, to become victims of domestic abuse. Say no. Why you must say no to domestic abuse is because you are a personality. Is because, woman, I'm talking to the women now, is because you have everything it takes to transform a nation. It's because you have everything it takes to change humanity. It's because you have everything it takes to become a blessing to your generation. It's because you have everything it takes to impact your community. It's because you have everything it takes to impact your society. See, God has made you in his own image and likeness. So you have so much inside of you because you do not understand what you want, because you do not understand your value. That is why you are accepting the wrongs that the men are doing to you, thinking is right. Thinking is right. So a little girl as little as Malala, from Pakistan, she had to fight the fact that men wanted to stop the girl child from going to school. Why? Because I told you guys at the age of, I think I was 6, 7 years old, but my father was, abusing my mother. But I saw it as something wrong, even if I wasn't taught in any school. Nobody told me. My mother never told me. But I know that is wrong. How can my father be doing this to my mother? So I felt it's so wrong. I was so ashamed having him as my father, right? The same thing when Malala saw that the Taliban wanted to stop her from going to school and as many girls as possible, because I just told you that in the northern part of Nigeria, the northerners do not want to go to school. They do not want the British education. They do not want the education from the white man. So they don't want education and light to come to them, especially the girl child. So because they think that if the girl child goes to school, she begins to rub, shoulders with the man. She begins to know what is right and what is wrong. So if the man is trying to abuse her, she will know and file a lawsuit, and file case for the for against the man in a court. So she will fight for her right if the man is abusing her right. If she comes to limelight, if she comes to know that, see, I know my right, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. This man is not supposed to do this to me, right? So the man will not be able to control her or intimidate her any longer. So they know that if this woman acquires education, she's going to know too much. She's going to know as much as the man. So they try so hard to fight the girl child not to go to school. The same thing they wanted to do to Malala and the female children in Pakistan, until Malala stood up and said, no, I am saying no to the Taliban. The Taliban are like the Boko Haram presently in Nigeria. She stood up and said, no, if I lose my life, let me die. If I die, let me die. But I'm going to fight for the right of the girl child. I'm going to stand up for the truth. I'm going to stand up and speak that every human deserves to go to school. Every human deserves the right of education. She stood up and did the right thing. She stood up and fought. She was shot, but she did not die. She was ready to lose her life. That is a life of selflessness. That is the life. That is what Jesus, that is what God wanted us to do. That is what God wants us to stand for the truth and stand until the time when we say we will lose our life for the truth. We will lose our life fighting for humanity. We will lose our life fighting against evil and wrongs, melted out to humans. She was ready to lose her life, and she was shot, but she did not die. Yes, and today she's a hero celebrated all over the world. Why? Because she stood for the right. She stood for the right thing. She stood to defend the rights of the girl child. And thanks to Malala, the girl child in Pakistan today are obtaining education and have been obtaining education all to the girl child, or a child of 11 years old that said no to wrongs. No. She stood up and said no. That is it. And Pakistan is known to be, the North is known to be a Muslim country, right? That is it. That is the same idea. Go and make research. How many Muslim countries are accepting their women to go to school? There's high rate of timidity, there's high rate of degradation, intimidation, control when it comes to, the Muslims. When it comes to every Muslim country, they want to subdue the woman into a slavery, because they don't want her to see the light. They don't want her to see the light. They think if she sees the light, she's going to assume, the place of the man. She's going to assume the place of the man. And all the women are accepting it because they think the man is a god, is the next god that they've been commanded to worship. So that is obtainable in any country. It is not right. Does not make it right. Does not make it right. God did not create us women to come to the earth and become slaves. That we no longer have a say, that we don't have a say. No. Say no to domestic abuse. Why you must say no to domestic abuse is so important, and we need to stand up and talk about it. So another reason why some men are actually, abusing women, domestically is a high level of psychological disorder. Some men are psychologically disordered that they don't even, they don't even think properly. They have problems. They have psycho problem. They have psycho problems. See, not everybody who dresses on the streets, who walks on the street, not everybody who looks cute, who looks good, who speaks Queen's English, who looks normal is actually normal. Some people need to go to the psychiatry. They need to go to psychiatry for treatment. Some men need to go to psychiatry for treatment. If I was in the level where I am today, and my father was doing that thing to my mother, I would have taken him with some force men to psychiatric hospital, because he needed his brain checked. He needed to check his brain. He needed to check his cycle. He needed to check his head. We'll put him there for some months and let him be taught. Because if it got to the time where you have to threaten people for their life, when you have to threaten people to the extent you want to burn somebody, to, burning them ablaze, then you need to be checked. Some people have psychological disorder. Do not see every man on suit as a normal human. Do not see every woman on suit as a normal human. There's this idea that we have from Africa that every man who is wearing suit is responsible. Malada. See, they think that every man who wears suit and holds briefcase is a responsible man. Is a lie. That is not true. There's this idea in Africa, especially in Nigeria where I come from, they think that a man who is wearing jean trousers and a polo t-shirt, is not as responsible as a man who is well suited, with tie and is holding briefcase. So any man who is well suited, wearing holding briefcase is much more responsible than a man who is wearing jean trouser and a t-shirt. There's this ideology that is so wrong. Because I know of Yahoo people who are well suited. I know of armed robbers. There are armed robbers who are well suited. There are Yahoo people who are well suited. There are gamblers who are well suited. There are alcoholics who are well suited. There are drug addicts who are well suited. Think of anything. They cover up all their evil with the suits that they're wearing. So they think that they make you think that they are responsible, because that is what we call responsibility. As women, when we see them, we're like, oh, that guy is so cute. Oh my God, that guy is so cute. Can he say, even before the guy say hello, you straight off your hands and say, hello, gentleman, you look so cute. Why? Because you think he's responsible because he's suited. Oh, your suit is so nice. Oh, you look so cute. So you think he is a responsible man because he's wearing suits. So the guy who is wearing, sneakers and wearing jean trousers and is wearing a t-shirt is not responsible. Well, let me announce to you that the owner of Facebook, go to see him in most of his occasions where he visits. Even the time he visited some African country, he was simple. Mark Zuckerberg was simple. I say, if Mark Zuckerberg, the time he went to Nigeria, there were times I was watching his video, he was wearing t-shirt and jean with sneakers. You wouldn't know that this guy is a billionaire walking on the streets. That is a billionaire. This is Mark Zuckerberg walking on the street of Nigeria. So because he's not wearing suits, if probably I didn't know him, that he's Mark Zuckerberg and he's one of the richest men on earth today, I would just see a casual man who is probably not responsible, just pass. But when I see a guy who is well suited, I was, this one is so responsible. See, responsibility does not lie on the wares. That a man is well suited does not make him normal. Some men are not normal, sis. They are not normal, darling. So check them. Some of them have psychological disorder. They need to go to the hospital. They need to check them themselves. You get into that marriage and you become the punching box. You become the punching bag, and you are like, God, but the time I never, you're not like this. Honey, did I do anything wrong? How come you changed? How come you changed all of a sudden? But you were not like this when we met. Oh, but you were not like this when we were dating. Oh, you're not like this when we were courting. What happened? Did I do anything wrong? Did you deceive me? Oh, how did you become like this all of a sudden? Just 1 month after marriage, just 2 weeks after marriage, just 3 weeks after marriage, just 6 months after marriage, just 1 year after marriage. You have become somebody. It's like I don't know you again. It's like I never knew you in the first place. Yes, sweetheart, you didn't know him. He was just hiding under that suit. She was just hiding under that suit. So you didn't know that he had a problem he was battling with. But he didn't want you to know about it. He was a drug addict, but you didn't know about it. He was always wearing that suit because he wants you. Because that is the idea of a responsible man. And you were always introducing him to all your family, to all your friends, because you think he wasn't responsible. He was a responsible man. So it's high time we just stop all of this. We just stop all of this. Okay, so if you did not watch my previous video that I did on sexual and general questions to ask your spouse to be before marriage, please, I beg you to look for that video and watch them. It's on my YouTube channel. Just type Topsy Gift. You're going to see it. And I think it has about 3 parts of it. First, second, and third. I did a lot. I reviewed things that, that were not written in books, that I saw growing up as a child from my own home. All right? So it is important. Hello, Sir Enoch. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Tosin. Thank you for joining. Idris Abubakar. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Omar Revo Nyoji. Thank you for joining. Hello, my Victoria. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Diamond Ranting. Thank you for joining. Unstoppable Queen. Thank you so much for joining, ma. Audu Felix. Thank you for joining, sir. And Okia, right? Am I correct? Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please, as you come in, help me share the video. Help me share this video. So some men have psychological problem. They had psychological problems. Either they went through rape, sexual molestations. They've not psychologically solved the problem. It comes once in a while. It comes once in a while, okay? So, and all the time you guys were dating or courting, he was hiding it. He was hiding that part of him from you because he wanted to deceive you into marrying him. And you got into the marriage only to find out that he has a psycho problem. And you become his punching bag. You become his punching box. And you also come from a religious belief that, you are supposed to stay in that marriage forever till death. You guys will, till death will do you guys part, right? So you are there. Welcome to reality.com.org. So you live with it for the rest of your life. Having to be his punching box, his punching bag. He will exert all that, anger on you, because he has a psychological problem. He has psychological disorder. The same with the woman. So if a woman has the same problem, she will do the same to you. She would have seen ladies who threaten their guys with, knife. A guy was telling my husband that was last year, and he told us, he told my husband that, he broke up with his girlfriend, and we're like, that girl, what happened? He was like, guy, forget clothes. Oh, that girl looks so pretty. She looks so, responsible. That's what I thought. I was talking about men who are suits. The same, that the girl looks so innocent, looks suited, always on suits, always looking with clothes, responsible clothes, But he said one day we got into an argument and she picked a knife on me. She picked a knife and she said, I will stab you to death. The guy said she was so furious that he had to run out of the house. He had to run out of the house. Okay, so after that scenario, he ended the relationship, even though she came to say, I'm sorry, right? He had to end the relationship because, see, it's very important. If I accept I'm sorry today, will that I'm sorry solve the problem that you just, portrayed now? Are you okay psychologically? How am I sure that you are psychologically sound? That tomorrow it will no longer be a threat, but a reality. That you're actually going to kill me. Okay, so psychologically disordered men mostly, tend to abuse their spouse. Try to abuse their wives. Psychologically disordered women do the same to their husband. So why you must say no to domestic abuse is because you deserve to live as much as he or she deserves to live. If your husband is threatening your life, as much as he deserves to live, right? He deserves the air he breathes. You deserve it as well. So do not allow their psychological problem to be a reason why you should lose your life. If you notice that any of your spouse is having a psychological problem, report to the police or whoever that can help you as fast as possible, for them to take that your spouse to go check them, medically check them, and be sure that they are okay before they actually harm your life. So most times children tend to learn this art from their parents. So children who learn that domestic abuse is a normal thing, such children go ahead to do the same in their own homes. When they grow up, they think that, okay, it's a normal thing, that the only way to settle disputes between a man and a woman is to abuse the woman. So if a young boy grows under the roof where the father constantly hits the mother every time they get into any little argument, and the mother isn't complaining, and it's like his own friends are also, the father is also doing the same to his own friends. So he thinks that, oh, it's normal. My Chike's father is doing the same thing. Chinedu's father is doing the same thing. Chidera's father is doing the same thing. Daddy is also doing the same thing. So it's as if it's a normal thing for a man to do. So a man is supposed to be hitting his wife. So that's the that's the only way to settle disputes and conflicts. So that boy will grow with that idea and would want to carry out the same thing whenever he grows up, to have girlfriends and to have a wife. He would likely to do the same thing to his wife or his girlfriend. So the same thing, girls who also grow under this kind of roof and constantly see their father abuse their mother, they tend to think that it's normal that a man should abuse a woman, because I told you a story where that guy was saying that, the girl was telling me, I'm not man enough, and I feel so embarrassed. I feel like, why would she be saying I'm not man enough? Why would she be saying I'm not man enough? She said that for you to be a man, you have to be controlling, you have to control. If you don't have that controlling ability, you're not a man. I tell, see, that's where she's coming from. She's thinking it's normal for a man to be like that. So if she meets a man who is not controlling, who is not intimidating, it feels awkward. She feels the man, it's not a man. That guy is not a man, right? So that is it. So people also who are into drugs, who are into alcoholism, who are into gambling, tend to also abuse their spouse. If your husband is a gambler, if your husband is an alcoholic, if your husband is, a drug addict, there's every tendency that he would abuse you. It's not 50-50 at all. It's not 50, it's above 50-50. So he's going to abuse you. Sweetheart, he's going to abuse you. So most men who are into drugs abuse their spouse. Most women who are also into drugs abuse their spouse. So say no to domestic abuse. Be it a man or a woman, say no to domestic abuse. Say no to whatever reason that a human is supposed to, have to abuse you. No reason is worthy enough for another human to undergo abuse. No reason at all. No reason at all is worth taking. There's no reason that is worthy for anybody to undergo abuse. No reason at all that is worth accepting. Why you must say no to abuse is because you are God's creation. You are created in His own image and likeness, and He had made you a God yourself. He made you a God so that you can continue creation from where He stopped. You can become a blessing to humanity. So you have so much inside of you that nobody, be it a president, be it a governor, be it whoever, is worthy enough, is what's intimidating you, is what's degrading you, is what's abusing you. Nobody at all. If God will not do it to us, then no human being is worth doing it to another. No human being is worth doing it to another. So say no. Say no to domestic abuse. Say no to domestic abuse. So I think tomorrow we'll continue from where I stopped. Tomorrow is going to be as powerful as we've had today, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hello, Malisi Binobi. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please continue sharing this video. Let light come to women. Let women know their place. Let women know their value. Let women know that they are generational transformers. They are personalities. They are people God has created in His own image, in His likeness. They are people who will bring light, illumination to the earth, to the world. So there is no man is what no man should degrade them, should intimidate them, whether it's because of educational qualification, whether it had to do with wealth, whether it had to do with height, beauty, whatsoever reason, whether it has to do with traditions. Nobody has the right to intimidate anybody. Nobody has the right to intimidate the woman, because God has given her so much that is worth liberating the world. So it is just so pathetic for anybody to think that woman does not have anything to offer. I've seen, I was reading a story of a woman, so that the first person who invented, the ringing bell, the bell that had to do with what is it called? I think it has bell, and it also, you can see through the door. Somebody who is inside the door can see the person outside the door. It's a woman that invented that thing. She invented that thing all for security reason. Hello, my ID Charles. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Eze Matthew. Thank you so much for joining. So it was a woman who invented that. That technology. She invented it for security, and thanks to that woman, now it has gone viral. Every home in the whole Europe, and even are using it, and even in Africa are using it. She wanted to provide security, and she invented that stuff, and today everybody is using the same thing. So how can you tell me a woman does not have something to offer? Are you okay? Everybody has something to offer, including the woman. So do not belittle the woman. Do not belittle the woman, because women have made impact in medicine. Women have made impact in technology. Women has made impact in politics. Women has made impact all over the world. So as much as you think you have as a man, God has also given to the woman. So the only thing we need to do is to come as team. Let's come as team, as family, as friend that God has made us to be, and let's build the world. Let's remove this ideology that I am above the woman. She's beneath me. So I have to fly above her. I have to put her, I have to trample upon her. I have to degrade her. I have to intimidate her. I have to show her that I'm the man. Come on. It's high time we all wake up and stop all this trash, because it's not helping us at all. It's not helping us at all. Let us work as team. Let us work as families, and let's make the world a better place. So keep sharing this video. I beg all of you, keep sharing. Share to groups, inbox to your friends. Share the light. Let light come to women. Let light come to earth, and let everybody accept. Let's accept ourselves as equal, as people God that are made in God's image and likeness. And let love illuminate the earth. Let love reign. Let love, go ahead to speak for every human on earth, and let all of us together as team build a better world for our children and children to come, and let the name of the Lord be glorified. All right, so thank you so much, everyone who have joined me today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I hope to see you tomorrow so we continue why you must say no to domestic abuse. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all your shares. I appreciate all your love, all your likes. In fact, I am so excited. I am so humbled having to have you share minds with you on this platform. I am grateful. May God continue to bless you. All right, so thank you so much. I remain just your humble friend, Topsy, Topsy. So thank you so much, guys, and do have a wonderful night rest, and see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so bye bye.